All right, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. This is a video just to help you work on your assignment for today. Because I'm not able to be with you because I am at a training. I thought it was next week, but it's this week. Because I'm not able to be with you, I still need to be able to take attendance somehow, and this attendance will be based on the assignment that you do. So if you don't turn in this assignment, then I'm not going to be able to mark you as present. So make sure that you complete the assignment and turn it in. All right, the assignment is underneath week 12. It's assignment number 3. It says explanatory essay brainstorm, and it says only slide 2. So the instructions say, please watch the video attached to this assignment for instructions on how to fill out slide 2 of this PowerPoint. Don't worry if it's not perfect. We will go over it next week on Tuesday. When we go over it, I'm not going to reteach it because I'm making this video right now, so this is me teaching it. On Tuesday, I'll just go over any questions you might have. The video is not attached yet because I'm making it right now. All right, when you open up the Brainstorm, you will see it is a PowerPoint. The PowerPoint has 4 slides. You are only responsible for slide 2. That's it. Just slide 2. Do not worry about slide 3. Do not worry about slide 4. We're going to do those later. Slide 2 is what you're responsible for today. So first things first, next to your name where it says type here, you're going to delete and you're going to write your name. I'm just going to put a blank because if I write Miss Amador, some people are going to write Miss Amador. This slide is an example of what I would have you do if we were in class in person. I would have you write. We would do a brainstorm. It's just practice. It's like our pre-writing activity. The idea behind doing a brainstorm is that you're doing all of your difficult thinking before you actually do your writing. That way your writing is actually pretty easy. The second part where it says what kind of essay we're writing, I want you to think, what kind of essay are we writing? Are we writing an explanatory essay, a narrative essay, or an argumentative essay? Go ahead and pause your video and type. All right, hopefully you paused your video. This is an explanatory essay. So remember, for genre, it would be explanatory, narrative, or argumentative. We're going to add a line to underline which one we're writing. So we're writing explanatory. That way it's just there. Now our next section is sources. For sources, we need to list all the things we read, the type, title, and the author. So I'm going to give you a hint. We read 2 things, and they were both articles. The first article we read was all the way back weeks 3 through 6. We read the article Intolerance Throughout History. The type of reading this was, or type of text, was an article. The title is Intolerance Throughout History, and the author was unknown. So we're going to type that all here. Article, Intolerance, History, and the author was unknown. Now, the second thing we read, we'll go over in a minute. I want you to pause right here if you need time to catch up with the typing. The second thing that we read, we just read last week. It was the Benjamin Watson Facebook post. So again, this is an article. The title is NFL player Benjamin Watson's Ferguson post on Facebook goes viral. And it was published by khq.com. We're going to type all that information. And the author, khq.com. So go ahead and pause your video here if you need time to catch up with your writing. All right, now we move on to the graphic organizer. Now, the graphic organizer is going to be how we really start thinking about all the things we need to write our thesis statement. Now, our essay needs to be about the similarities and differences between intolerance in the past and intolerance now. So the way that a Venn diagram works is we look at 2 different ideas. Those exist here, and then the intersecting section would be things that are similar. So we're looking at differences that are singular, and the intersecting section is similar. So over here on this side, this is going to be our section that talks about intolerance in the past. This is going to talk about intolerance in the present. And then in the center will be our similarities. So go ahead and pause at this time if you need to catch up. Now on the right-hand side, we're going to list some things that we know about intolerance in the present. What are some unique things to intolerance in the present? We need to list at least 3 things. For example, something we know about intolerance in the present that is different from intolerance in the past is that it's more public, right? A lot of that intolerance that was happening in the past was secret. The Holocaust, we didn't even know it was happening until it had already happened. Same thing with apartheid. So it's more public now than it was in the past. People know about it. I want you to come up with 2 more different things about intolerance in the present. Go ahead and pause your video. All right, now that you have filled out 2 more reasons underneath intolerance in the present, or 2 more facts, now we're going to fill out intolerance in the past. What are some things that were different about intolerance in the past? So if intolerance in the present was more public, then intolerance in the past was more private. People did not know about it. I want you to come up with 2 more reasons that intolerance in the past was different from intolerance in the present. Go ahead and pause your video. All right, now we're going to go into the center section. Now this is how they are the same. What are some ways that intolerance in the past and present are the same? I want you to come up again with 3 reasons. A good first reason might be something like it's still based on race. A lot of intolerance that happened in the past was based on race. A lot of intolerance that happens in the present is based on race. So go ahead and pause your video, then figure out 2 more reasons. All right, now we're going to move on to this section, that says thesis statement. Now your thesis statement is your claim and your reasons. So what is our claim? What is what we are trying to prove? And what we're trying to prove usually comes directly from our prompt. So I want you to think, and this part is going to be a little more difficult, so if it's not perfect, don't worry. We're going to spend a little more time on thesis statement next week. But a thesis statement is like what you're trying to prove plus how you are going to prove it. So based on our prompt, what are we trying to prove? We're trying to prove that there are similarities between intolerance in the past and present. How are we going to prove that? We're going to have to list those. You're going to have to list at least 1 similarity and at least 1 difference. So I'm going to let you guys try to turn that into a sentence. I'll help you more on Tuesday, but I want you to kind of try on your own first. That way I can see where you're coming from, and then I can help adjust to help you, give you feedback on how to get you where you need to be. Now, next week on Tuesday, I'll see you on Monday, but next week on Tuesday when we work on this, I expect this to be filled out up until this point. So please make sure you find time to get it done. On Monday, when I see you, I'm going to ask you for the secret word of the video. Okay, so be ready for the secret word. The secret word of this video is potato. So when I ask you on Monday, what was the secret word from the video? If you don't answer potato, I'm going to know you weren't paying attention or you did not do your work. So please make sure you watch the whole video, you complete your assignment, rewind this at any point, email me if you have questions, and work hard. I know that you guys are going to do a great job.